If you are spending your evenings on a side hustle right now, I need you to stop what you are doing and actually listen to this, because there is a very real chance that you are making the most expensive financial mistake of your life. And I do not mean expensive in some abstract motivational poster kind of way. I mean it in cold, specific mathematical terms that I am going to walk you through right now. We have all been told the same thing. Any extra money is good money. Never leave potential income on the table. Grind now, relax later. Multiple streams of income is the only path to financial freedom. It sounds logical. It sounds responsible. It sounds exactly like the kind of thing a financially savvy person would say. But when you actually run the numbers on the most popular side hustles being sold to people right now, the math does not just fail to support the hype, the math actively destroys it. So let me show you what is actually happening. Start with the gig economy because this is what a massive number of people turn to first. It is low barrier, it is immediately accessible, and the apps make it look simple. You drive, you deliver, you earn. Except here is what those apps do not show you on the earnings summary screen. The IRS standard mileage rate acknowledges that operating a vehicle costs around 67 cents per mile when you account for everything: fuel, maintenance, tire wear, oil changes, and most critically, vehicle depreciation. Depreciation is the part that most gig workers never calculate because it is invisible until it is not. Your car is losing real monetary value every single mile you put on it for a delivery app. When researchers factor in all of these hidden costs, the true net earnings for delivery and rideshare workers frequently fall somewhere between $2 and $6 per hour. That is not a typo. That is below the federal minimum wage in the United States and often dramatically below the minimum wage in states that have raised it higher. Then taxes take their piece. Gig workers are classified as independent contractors, which means no employer is covering half of your self-employment tax. You owe the full 15.3% yourself on top of your regular income tax. Most gig workers do not set this aside and end up blindsided at tax time. When you fold in the vehicle depreciation and the self-employment tax together, a significant portion of gig workers are not just earning poorly. They are operating at a net financial loss, and the digital freelance platforms are running the same math. On a platform like Fiverr or Upwork, beginner sellers face a combination of platform fees that can eat anywhere from 20 to 40% of their gross earnings immediately. Then factor in the time that is never counted: writing proposals, revising work, managing difficult clients, redoing jobs to chase 5-star reviews so the algorithm shows your listing. Researchers who have tracked the actual time investment versus the actual payout for entry-level digital gig work have found effective hourly rates that routinely sit between $3 and $8 per hour once all of that invisible labor is accounted for. And here's the framing that I think matters most. You are not an entrepreneur when you work these platforms. You are a low-paid employee of an algorithm. The platform sets the rates. The platform controls your visibility. The platform can deactivate your account or flood your category with new competition with zero notice. You have no leverage, no ownership, and no upside beyond the next completed gig. But here is where the real trap is. And this is the part of the conversation that almost nobody is having. The problem is not just that these hustles pay poorly, it is that they are consuming the one resource you actually cannot buy back, and it is not time. It is cognitive bandwidth. Your brain has a finite amount of executive functioning available per day. Every decision you make, every stressful interaction you navigate, every hour you spend mentally engaged in a task depletes that reserve. This is not a metaphor. Behavioral economists call it the scarcity mindset, and the research on it is stark. When you finish an 8-hour shift at your primary job and immediately pivot to 2 hours of gig work or freelancing, you are not just physically tired. You are depleting your executive functioning to the point where a specific psychological phenomenon kicks in called attention residue. Your brain cannot fully disengage from the secondary task. Even when you are at your primary job the next morning, part of your cognitive processing power is still tangled up in the background noise of the side hustle. Your focus degrades, your performance degrades, your ability to learn, to solve complex problems, to present yourself as someone worth promoting degrades. And this is the brutal irony at the center of the whole thing. You took on the side hustle to improve your financial situation, but the cognitive cost of maintaining it is actively sabotaging your primary income, which is where almost all of your long-term earning potential actually lives. You are trading your best mental hours for $3 net and paying for it with the career trajectory you could have been building instead. The research on burnout from the Institute for Fiscal Studies quantifies this damage in ways that should genuinely alarm you. Spouses of burned out workers see an immediate income drop of 4.4%. Children of burned out parents see their school grades fall by 5.3%, and their probability of getting into college drop by 8%. The collateral damage from grinding yourself into clinical burnout is not limited to you. It radiates outward. Now, I want to add one more layer to this because it is changing the calculus even faster than the burnout data does. Artificial intelligence is currently dismantling the market for basic digital side hustles at a speed that most people have not fully processed yet. The low-level copywriting gigs, the basic graphic design work, the data entry, the routine virtual assistant tasks, the generic product descriptions, all of the entry points that people have historically used to build a freelance income from scratch are experiencing severe downward price pressure right now because AI can produce those outputs in seconds. On Upwork, gross services volume for AI-related work grew 60% year over year. The people who are surviving and thriving in that market are people with deep technical or creative skills that AI cannot replicate at scale. The people who are losing are the ones competing for the cheapest, most generic tasks, which is exactly where someone brand new to freelancing starts. Trying to build a meaningful side income doing basic digital tasks in 2025 is not just slow, it is financial suicide. You are entering a market that is contracting with no leverage at the exact moment the floor is dropping out. So, what actually works? First, I need to destroy one myth right now. You do not need 7 streams of income. That idea is one of the most successfully marketed pieces of financial mythology of the last decade. What you need is one stream of income that is large enough to cover your life and build your future. And the most reliable path to that is not spreading yourself thin across 5 underpaying gigs. It is acquiring a single high-income skill and getting deeply good at it. The Bureau of Labor Statistics puts the median annual wage across all U.S. occupations at around $49,000. But professionals in sales engineering hit a median of $120,000. Data scientists cross 6 figures routinely. Software engineers, financial modelers, advanced marketers, skilled tradespeople in regulated industries, people who have built genuinely specialized, verifiable competency in fields the market needs. These roles do not just pay more, they pay multiples more. Georgetown University research shows that individuals with professional or graduate credentials earn a median of $86,000 a year. That is nearly $55,000 more annually than someone with only a high school diploma. And the critical insight from the research is that even short-term, highly targeted upskilling in the right technical or regulated field produces substantial wage gains. The market rewards specific verifiable competency. It does not reward hustle. It does not reward busyness. It rewards demonstrated expertise. Here's the direct comparison I want you to sit with. Option 1, spend 5 years doing rideshare, delivery apps, and Fiverr gigs in your evenings, depleting your cognitive bandwidth, risking burnout, earning a few $100s a month before taxes, and slowly losing ground in your primary career because you are chronically exhausted. Option 2, spend 12 to 18 months of those same evenings protecting your rest, staying sharp at your primary job, and systematically learning a high-income skill. Then use that skill to negotiate a $30, $40, $50,000 increase in your annual salary. And then take that extra income and put it into boring, automatic, passive index funds that compound quietly while you sleep. The first path feels productive. It feels like you are doing something. But the math says it is costing you more than it generates. The second path is slower to feel like progress. And that is exactly why most people do not choose it. But the math on the second path is not even close. Protect your cognitive bandwidth like the finite, precious resource it actually is. Stop trying to outwork a system that is structurally designed to pay you less than your labor is worth. Pick one skill, go deep on it, and let the compounding do the heavy lifting. Now, I want to hear from you. What is the side hustle you actually tried that turned out to be a complete waste of your time and energy? Drop it in the comments below because I guarantee the answer is going to surprise some people watching this.